Another week, another podcast. The Dallas Beer Guardians are back. I am your host, Vice President of the Dallas Beer Guardians, Dennis McGowan, here with our Capo di Tutti Capo, President Marcus, and Director at Large and Head of TIFO Committee, Hubertito. How are we doing today, gentlemen? The theme of today's episode, you can't spell Dallas without two gigantic L's.
Yeah, you've also got to put another S at the end.
Pretty much.
What's the S for?
It's an ass joke.
Ah, cool. Very good one.
We'll never win at home.
It's so good. It's so good.
It's our. We're stealing. You'll never walk alone for. You'll never win at home. So if you're not up to speed, FC Dallas had two matches this week at home. Wednesday night, hosting the San Jose Earthquake Dynamo. That was a 4-2 loss with a couple of red cards. We'll jump into that in a second. And then on Saturday night, we lost in a 3-2 heartbreaker to FC San Diego Whales Vagina.
Yeah, we might as well just keep reposting the previous episodes at this point.
Pretty much.
It's sad.
We're going to be talking about the same stuff.
Well, let's jump into this earthquake game, right? This was a tough one on a Wednesday night. 2-hour almost delay, 90 minutes.
Surprisingly involved crowd that stuck around.
Yeah, we'll say that. That's not opening goal was Petar Musa in the 30th, which put us up. San Jose comes back to scores two more in 50 and 57. We get another one back, draw it level. Shaq Moore at 68. And
on his weak foot.
On his weak foot. Yep. Great. Beautiful goal. Absolutely gorgeous goal. LaRue goes ahead in 76, followed by a Kaique 79th minute red card, and then a Sebastian Ibeagha 86-minute red card, and then K with the ultimate dagger at 90+9. Final San Jose 4, Dallas 2. Couple of red cards, couple of suspensions. The stats are all over the place on this, but none of them look good.
Well,
let's talk about it.
If you want to start off on a maybe more of a goofy note here, Marcus pointed out something to me on Saturday during the San Diego game that I was thinking about when I was rewatching this game earlier. Why is Petar Musa falling every time he scores?
Yeah, the grass is just wet. I don't know.
Every time that dude is falling, or like he's going backwards and somehow he doesn't sky the ball.
Yeah,
just putting his whole leg into it, huh?
Kira decided, for those of you who don't know, Kira's my wife. She decided it's just because his body has to take so long to catch up to his giant steps. Shout out Coltrane. But yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of goofy. He looks like a clumsy little giraffe every time.
He does look ungainly for guys his size. And then when he does the touch, you're like, okay, that makes sense, right? So once you guys are done with your thoughts, I'm going to go on a small rant. So I'm going to let y'all go ahead and cook.
I mean, we might as well just have a rant segment for you and Dennis, because I think you're both ready to go off on this one today.
Yeah.
Wednesday was rough. Wednesday was really rough. Again, rain delay, which means we only had about 20 minutes of match time with my all-you-can-eat beverages being open, which means by the time halftime came around, I was pretty much sober. Never a great thing. Not when this team is that bad.
Against sober soccer over here.
Yeah, no, we don't support sober soccer, especially the way this team has been. But my biggest takeaway here is that Anderson Julio is really important to this team.
Yeah, frustratingly so, right? We'll get into the San Diego game, but I think there's a huge difference when he's on the field versus like Bernie or, well, I would say Chu, but Chu never sees the field anyways. So
more like Leo Who.
Yeah.
Chu.
Yeah.
Chu might be getting some time here soon, but yes, I agree with you on that.
I mean, at this point, I'd like to see it again.
He might be getting some time at Dallas Love Field on his way out of here.
I mean, if someone will pay for him, we'll see about that. But yeah, I mean, I guess the biggest thing to talk about here are the red cards, right? Like initially, at least.
Yep.
What are your thoughts? Where you land on the Kaique one?
Stupid. I mean, soft, but stupid.
Terrible call.
Do you think he made contact?
I don't think he made contact, and I don't think it was an intentional headbutt. I thought it was more of a getting up in a guy's face and
I believe he
He was
made
just
contact.
leading. He was leading with his head.
Yeah, I believe he made contact, but it was one of those where people just do the weird, like, almost kissing thing with each other.
Yeah, that's exactly
You know,
what that was.
the
That was,
weird head-to-head thing. And
right. I'm going to
well,
put my head
Chicho's
to
a
your.
pussy, so he went down, and he's smart about it. So
Yes. That went
it's
down,
one of those
held
to
his
me
head like
that
he was in a bomb shelter, right? Like he was in
yeah,
a fallout drill. Which if the ref really took a look at it and they really went to VAR on that, that should have been a simulation penalty because there's no way that much impact sent him. That tiny little bit of forehead kiss sent him to the ground.
the frustrating thing is the referee's going to defend himself with the letter of the law, being that there was contact to the head. Right? Again, I'm not defending him. I'm just telling you that's how he's going to defend himself, and he's going to be right as a result. And then, they're gonna be like, well, what about like simulation or whatever? That doesn't matter if there was contact.
Well, Tim Ford is not welcome.
Agreed.
And that's the nicest thing I'll say is Tim Ford is not welcome to tailgate.
Look,
I've seen nicest thing I will say.
Yeah, I've seen referees call that, but give a yellow instead of a red.
Sure.
And the other guy gets a talking to, maybe. But like, that sucks. It's a garbage red. It sucks.
Are you saying
he should know better though? He's young.
Pink team sucks.
Yeah.
I don't know what color.
I think they were yellow that night.
Saturday was pink. Saturday.
Yeah. I think they were yellow on Wednesday.
The neon team sucks. The neon team sucks.
What about your Ibby red? Where you at on that one?
That one never happened. That was a justified call. That was dog, so there's not much you can do about that. But I don't know if that happens if we don't get the first one.
I think there's an argument to be made that it wasn't Dogso, but like I don't think enough to overturn it. I really don't. I think it's a borderline call, and the referee's call is just going to stick at that point. I think one of the things me and Dennis saw after that, though, that we were both happy about is at least Ibby came out pissed.
Yeah,
he didn't just walk off. He came off. He kicked the video board, and they had to reset it. Like he was pissed. So it was nice to at least see that fight, and that's what I took away from this game. Like. For all its issues and makeup and all the issues the team has, I felt like in this game they fought like hell and they didn't really give up, which was nice to see. I mean, those accolades only get you so much, but it's at least nice to see that there wasn't a huge quit.
That's the thing. This team hasn't quit at all.
Frustrating. It's almost more frustrating because
I haven't seen them quit on a single game. Right, I haven't seen a single body other than. Maybe Lucho Acosta has his moments where it looks like he's given up, and I we'll talk about Saturday in a minute, but he has his moments where he just looks like he's sort of given up on a play here or there. But these guys are not quitting, right? They're playing for Quill, they're playing for the club, but it just seems like they're just not good enough.
Somebody on it was either social media or something, I don't remember. Said something. They were quoting someone else, I guess. It was, good teams find ways to win means the opposite is true. Bad teams find ways to lose.
Yep.
Right. And I don't know. I feel like that's got to apply to an extent. I couldn't point out to you what the issue is. And if we weren't winning away, I would probably have a different reaction. But the fact that we're getting results away is weird to me. So I can't figure out what the core issue is. There's plenty of little issues that are costing us, but
maybe we need to start booing at home.
The deal is maybe I don't know.
Do we need to start booing at home? Maybe
we have been.
Maybe they need a hostile atmosphere. Maybe that's what it is. Because if they keep this up, that's where it's going to be headed in a couple of weeks. So,
Marcus, you're muted. Just so you know.
I said we can boo, just don't flip anybody off. We don't want Paulie to get upset.
Don't worry, Paulie ain't here.
Paul's gone.
Yeah. Well,
that's still in our DMs, by the way.
Speaking of booing,
yeah,
Chicho Arango. Everyone hates Chicho when he's not on your team.
Boo.
Because he's a bastard. He does his job well. What the hell were we doing with Chicho? The amount of time that dude had on the ball, open in midfield, he kept getting the ball between our midfield and our defense and just taking open shots. Like that, we were begging to have a Chicho hat trick on us. It was ridiculous. And I can't understand that. We've been doing that a lot this year. I'm going back all the way to the Houston game with Jack McGlynn. Like, how are you letting that dude be wide open with his left foot? We've been really bad at closing key players down, and Chicho was another example of that one.
Yeah, we're letting guys do what they're good at, right? That's the thing, too. Like the McGlynn goal, too, right? Like, you don't let McGlynn take that shot from 30 yards out. You don't let Chicho get in on the header. You got to hold him down, right?
Yeah.
We're letting guys do what they're good at.
And honestly, find a way to beat the hell out of him. That's not tapping his head. Like, make him
look,
afraid to go for the ball.
You're down 2 goals with 2 red cards. Screw it, take some ankles. Like, let's go. Like,
listen, we started shouting
bodies.
We started chanting third red card.
Yeah.
For that reason, right? Like,
yeah. If you're gonna lose and you're gonna lose a tough one like that, and you're gonna lose hard, take some bodies out on the way. Make a statement. Do something.
Yeah.
Marcus,
they made a statement. All right. So I found the 2 things I was looking for. So I guess I'll jump in.
Did you want to go on your rant before we move to Saturday, or
no?
Dennis,
the rant.
Don't you have a rant about this game too, Dennis? Or
No, the rant. The rant fits both of these games, right? You can't depend on only your DPs.
All right, Mark's about to take us to church. Let's go.
Let's go.
All right, and the thing we always knew is that we fucking need some center backs. As it turns out, the one guy we spent money on got injured, and it's showing. Here's the thing: imagine how bad we would have been if we hadn't bought Oz in the offseason. We would have been absolute shit.
We would have started Alvaro and Josh Trocado, or who else is the?
You mean this game or all season? Because all season obviously would have been Lawless and Ibby, but
here's the thing, and then the what's the kid's name again? I need to learn this guy's name.
Alvaro.
Yes, Alvaro is not good. All right. I'm gonna
disagree.
He's not good.
My comment on him is he's clearly his age.
He's clearly his age. He's not a starting quality center back yet, but he has got some flashes of brilliance.
Yeah. I want those flashes to be at the reserve level, or we spent $4 million on that kid. We spent $4 million on Oz. You see the difference in value there, right?
Yeah, the value is the age difference.
We should have paid a lot less for Alvaro, right? Because here's the reason I say he's not very good. Ask me
in 4 years, I suppose. What I'll say.
No. The reason I say he's not very good is that there are things that he's doing that you can't train, right? He has no touch. All the goals he's given away is miscontrols, and not like, oh, I was under pressure miscontrols. As in, I panicked and I missed.
One of those was under pressure. Ibby passed it to him with a guy 5 feet from him.
No, that wasn't even pressure. What happened is he looked up and didn't know where the ball was at his feet, which is why I say he has bad feet.
I agree that he has bad feet, but he was passed to under pressure because we were trying to do that weird play out the back against San Diego.
I'm with you on this one. I think that was a terrible read by Ibby, and he should have skied it. And
it was still a trash touch. I agree, trash touch.
No, again. So my point is, he has a donkey touch, right? It's terrible. Sure. Also, he doesn't know how to trap the ball, right? You're 20, and you've been playing professionally, right? You've been playing the sport since you were a kid. You don't know how. There have been multiple times where it was a ball that came to him, and instead of trying to control it when there's no defenders around him, he just heads the ball or skies the ball with his foot. And I'm like, wait, this is what I mean, where Musa looks ungainly, but his touch is soft as a baby.
Yeah, the product's there.
Right, and then this kid is like, you can't trap the ball. What are we doing here? This is why I think he's not very good.
What is it with FC Dallas signing defenders that have garbage touch?
Well, I mean, Rito Ziegler was world class.
Oh yeah, right? But we always seem to have one.
That's just terrible.
And then you get the other defender has no touch at all. You get your Bressons and stuff. Oh my god.
Oh, Bresson wasn't bad.
But he donkey touch though.
Yeah, Bresson was just a red card machine.
I'm sorry. I'm derailing you, Marcus. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. All right. So the point I'm making here is that our DPs are finally DPing, but the back line sucks. Thank God that Leggett is getting over Becky G's breakup. That's fucking awesome. Although the rumors they got back together, but that's
not a rumor. It's just the fact they've never broke up. Yeah.
Well, yeah, they never broke up. They went on a long break, and it broke his spirit apparently because
we're not here to talk about player relationships. Okay.
You want to talk about games? I'm just kidding.
That was it. You want to talk about practice? We'll talk about that later.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah. Practice? No, I actually do want to hear your opinions on that. If I'd have known, I would have came up there, even though I was probably asleep at the time. But here's the thing. So the DPs are DPing. Legett's doing what he needs to do, and that's basically the only positives I can say about this team, right? Yeah. Delgado is not okay. Delgado last couple of games has been terrible. Kaique, I'm hoping learns from this mistake and doesn't do that again.
For him though,
right?
That's 2 for him already. And
also, what the fuck is Ibiaga doing in that position? And then he looks over his right, like, no, I'm not the last man. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, you have been Ibby's what, 34?
Yeah,
you know so. You don't have the speed. Do not try to step, because if you step and miss, this is what happens. All you have to do is stand up the player. Why is this difficult? This is the reason I say they're not good at the sport. It's because the basic shit they're not doing right. Right? The kid doesn't know how to trap the ball. I should be teaching you at 20 how to trap. That's not a thing. Tactics, yes. You know, handling yourself under pressure, yes. Trapping and controlling a soccer ball at 20? What the fuck are we doing? I can go watch U15s and they know how to trap the ball. What the fuck are we talking about? I'm tired of making excuses, right? This team is not doing a fucking good job at recruiting, keeping, right? They emptied out the academy, right? All these people are gone. We'll show you a picture of one of our legends here in a minute with the new burn kit. But we got rid of the cabinet, right? And we kept the one guy, love him to death. We kept Porcelain Paxton, who needs to retire. Okay? We need to stop the bullshit. This team is not good.
He's on fire right now.
I had a whole discussion about whether or not the Hunts use this team as a tax write-off. And I had to kind of defend it as like, no, they do spend some money, which they have. Musa cost us what, 10, give or take?
9, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, we spent all that money we got from Pepe, right? We got like 20-ish mil from Pepe. We basically spent it all.
Yeah.
But besides Musa and Acosta, where the fuck did that money go? It wasn't on center backs. You got rid of Matt Hedges because you didn't want to pay him, and then you got rid of Matt Hedges' replacement in Tafari because reasons I don't quite understand at this fucking moment.
To be fair, Tafari did not even make the squad in LA this week, and Matt Hedges is not playing anywhere.
Yeah, but again, when they got rid of Matt Hedges, he was still capable of playing because he's played at 2 teams since then.
He had a good year at least left.
Yes, he had at least 2 years we could have kept him on this for all the shit he does and all this. All right, if we kept Paxton without IRing him, which we paid him for the whole year without putting him on the injured reserve list, we could have kept Matt for the same amount of money. Because I'd rather. How much did we pay Omar to be here? We could have paid Matt that money. What the fuck are we talking about?
Yeah, Omar had no business being here. That was a terrible, terrible signing.
That's what I'm saying. We
not
know
even
what the problem is. That's what I'm saying. So we emptied out the academy, which, according to Buzz, we respect Buzz's opinion. There are guys coming up. I've watched North Texas games. There are guys coming up. A lot of those guys aren't really our academy guys. They're guys that we went out and got them while they were young, and they're playing at North Texas. But long story short here, I'm ranting here for about 10 minutes. This team sucks, and I wish I had the meme I could play right now. This team is terrible, and some of these players are not fixable. Right?
I think at the same time with your academy point, even if you have players coming up the academy, the league is improving faster than its academies are improving. So at some point, even if your academy is producing, you can't just do a like-for-like switch of an academy player for a starter or even a second player.
And we're no longer the top academy in the U.S. anymore, right? We were for a very long time, but we are nowhere near. We're not even. I wouldn't even say we're in the top 5 right now.
No, we are. We are. When you look around the league, it's really Philly, us, and everybody else. To be completely honest with you, LA for being LA has a really shit academy.
Galaxy's got a decent academy.
No, even the Galaxy. If you look at their roster, I think they only have one person from their academy on there.
I think what you're getting at is, though, for the talent pool that should exist in that area,
like
right?
In LA, you should be able to pump out talent out of LA Academy by itself, right?
Right.
And here's another thing that's a problem. Even playing them in North Texas isn't helpful. When the USL reserve teams were in USL and they were playing professional players who were trying to earn a spot, there was competition there. Imagine if Pepe had played MLS Next Pro
absolutely
instead of USL.
Completely agree with that.
That would have turned out completely different.
Yeah.
Then right now, you have a couple of teams that are taking Next Pro seriously, us being one of them, and then you have nothing, right? It's the same thing with our academy. Our academy has been moving around, and now they moved from wherever they were playing before, which I think is ECNL or whatever that division is, and now they're playing MLS Next academies, and they're blowing them out. Like, this is not helping you.
No.
Right? The idea is you have to play against the toughest competition in order. Steel sharpens shield. I hate that phrase, but it does work, right? You need steel in order to. Although
it's iron sharpens iron is the quote you're looking for there.
You get what I'm going there. But yeah, this is what I mean. So long story short is this team sucks. Musa is, and speaking, we'll talk about the Club World Cup later. Benfica just lost, which means they're on their way home. I wonder if Musa is taking the G5 to wherever the fuck they are so he can go back to Portugal, because this is some bullshit. I know he's pissed. I don't know if y'all know this. After Saturday, everybody, all the players ran in the locker room, right?
I have some notes about that as well.
And I read somewhere that someone was like, "Oh well, it's bad, but at least Quill hasn't lost the locker room." I'm like, that locker room is gone. I don't know what the fuck.
Oh, completely disagree with you. I think if
Are
that
you
locker
serious?
room was gone,
Yep.
they would not be fighting as hard as they are.
Yep, I agree with that as well.
What fight?
What fight?
4-2 and 3-2, blowing the leads at home. What fight?
Yeah,
what the
they're blowing leads. 2 fucking red cards, and they kept up with them until the end. You're telling me that's not fight?
They're fighting. They just don't have the skill level.
Coming back away, you're telling me that's not fight?
So wait. So they're fighting, but they have a glass jaw, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. They're
exactly
they're fighting.
Yeah.
They're fighting. They're just not fucking good enough. They are this roster is just not good enough. So I just want to counter you real quick.
I'm gonna let y'all go. But that was my piece.
I'm gonna let that breathe for just a second. But I do want to say Alvaro has no business being up here. You're absolutely right. But he should be having he should be leading that North Texas team, right? He should not be up here. But
which, by the way, he's been really bad at.
Yes, right. That's what I'm saying.
I think he's looked better here than he has at North Texas. But I will say this: there have been moments of brilliance from I don't know if it's Alvaro or Alvaro. I'm not sure.
It's Alvaro. The accent's on the A.
Okay, but he had that one beautiful ball over the top a couple of weeks ago to Lucho. That was incredible. He's had some really good, solid tackles out there in the back. But he's playing with Ibeagha, who, look, we all feel the same way about Ibeagha, right? He is. I don't know why this club rates him as high as they do. I don't know why even the radio guys rate him as high as they do. Everybody seems to think that Ibeagha is some sort of vocal leader in the backfield. I don't see it. I don't hear it. Okay. And, look, the supporter section has been really fucking loud lately. So that's been incredible. But I have heard nothing out of Ibeagha. I have heard nothing from him all season. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just not hearing the right things. Maybe I'm not seeing it. But I feel like that is the biggest issue on that back line is Ibeagha. And Alvaro is not the guy to be starting, right? He is a guy I want to see get 10, 15 minutes a game off the bench when we need to spell guys when it's 150 degrees on that pitch out in Frisco, right? Yeah. That's what I want to see, okay? The same way Kaique should not be the starting 6. There needs to be a fucking 6. We need a lockdown 6. There's a guy named Asier Yaramendi who has not done shit all season, who absolutely should be there, right? That's the guy that should be there, and Kaique should be learning from him. Leget's been doing great, right? He's been back. He's been in the best form I have ever seen him. I don't know if he's doing more sit-ups. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know if he's doing
magic
those hanging
abs, baby, magic abs.
I don't know if he's doing those hanging sit-ups. I don't know what it is, but he looks great. He's in peak condition. He's coming back from the injury better than when he started.
The boy's back.
But there are a lot of holes in the spine of this team. Okay. There is a giant gaping hole at 6, and I love Kaique, and I love his attitude, and I love the way he plays hard, and I love the way he fights for everything, maybe a little too much, and maybe this team has some discipline issues that really need to be covered, but he is not the starting 6. He is not ready. I love him to death, but he is not ready to be the guy. Anybody have any final notes on the Earthquakes game before we move on to Saturday and really dive into that? Bro,
I just want to confirm that I agree with Marcus on the price for Alvaro. I'm all right with that guy for a lot less, that's for sure.
Sure.
And yeah, that guy should be. It's okay that he's getting minutes, but he should be getting them at the end of games. It shouldn't be starting and risking a whole game like that, especially when you're already not winning at home without him.
Here's the thing.
We're relying on youth in the wrong way, which this club has historically not done. The other thing I'm running into here is that I followed this team since the early 2000s, and we have never been good at acquisition and retention, which is crazy to me, given the resources we should have. And like, they keep hanging their hats on like a win here and there that's really good. And that is very frustrating. And I don't have much else to say about that.
So here's the thing. One last thing before we move on. Although, to be honest, the same complaints I had just then is the same complaints I have about Saturday.
Sure.
Although it's more annoying on Saturday because we had the lead, then we blew the lead, then we couldn't hold on for a tie, which is why I'm concerned about people thinking that is what they call fight. That's not what. No. If you can't park the bus, so you can't win and you can't park the bus, then what the fuck are you good at? Anyway,
I don't think you can
the
park
thing
the bus
about
because you don't have a good defense.
that's a
There's no bus to park.
That's a fact.
There's no bus
has
to
no
park.
wheels.
The bus has no wheels. The tires are flat.
They're
No,
on
but and the
blocks.
thing about Alvarino is that
It's on cinder
spend money-
blocks.
he is basically the
We left the bus
the-
in Houston.
Fair enough. Yeah, we
You said
used to
Gederson?
get we used to get third and second tier Colombian, Ecuadorian players for almost nothing. That paid off more than we're spending on a kid that could not get a start where he was. Because basically, what that team decided is that we had 3 or 4 people in front of you, said there's no future for you here. What can we get? And they found a sucker team that was willing. That being said, I'm saying that right now with today's lens. In 4 years, which I can almost bet $100 cash money, he won't be here in 4 years. So, although I think that's when his contract runs to. We can start talking about Saturday, right?
I'll run through it real quick. Saturday, 3-2 final. Anderson Dreyer opens it up with a penalty in the 26th minute. Soft call, but a penalty. I think it was a legit call, but it was soft.
Yeah.
And just once, I'd like something to go our fucking way.
I feel like on that slide that Delgado did, if you're looking at it closely, I think he knows that he's messing up as he's doing it because he like kind of starts pulling back and still taps the guy.
Yep. Yeah. He was just a step too late, and that's the story of Patrickson Delgado this season.
Here's the thing. He, I think, forgot where he was because he does that slide.
Maybe you're right.
Maybe you're right. Outfield.
Yeah.
Like if you watch him in the outfield, he does that a lot. He's going to catch a red card one of these days with a high spike, but
absolutely
9 times out of 10, he does just enough to stop the ball. I think he forgot he was in the penalty box and slid and was hoping the player would just continue running.
Yeah.
And the player was smart enough to stop, get clipped, and fall down. So it is what it is. But yeah, go ahead with your
okay.
With your review before we get into
Yeah, just a quick one. Musa gets it back level in the 44th with a beautiful goal. Just a Musa style goal, just muscles his way through and just
falling on the way.
Right, falling down on the way, finishes strong. The Jet comes back, puts us in the lead in the 57th, and then Chucky Lozano comes on in the 77th, and just
talk about a DP, man. God,
he just walks through our midfield. He just fucking dances through midfield. There was nothing and nobody stopping him. He just walked in, and what is the keeper supposed to do? What is the fucking keeper supposed to do? And look, I've not been a Martin Paz defender all season. I've been giving him shit all season. A lot of that's been joking. A lot of that has been very unserious. That man has given up 7 goals in 2 games, and I don't blame him for a single one of those.
I want to bring something up when you're talking about that too, and that's, have you noticed a change in his game? He's starting to do some of that Collodi stuff that he hadn't been doing. He's been doing a little bit more of the punch outs and coming out a little more and dealing with crosses better.
Yep.
Just a little positive to take away.
Yeah. And then the heartbreak dagger, 90 plus 6. Come the fuck on. 90 plus 6.
Yeah.
Miserable. Absolute fucking miserable experience. And I'll be honest with you, I stuck around for a little bit and I gave it to everybody that was coming off the field, Quill included. I tell you the guys that reacted and threw their hands up and acknowledged Sebi, Farrington, and Quill. Those guys acknowledged that something needs to be done.
Here's the thing. Quill is a professional. I'll give him that. Like I have no venom for Quill.
He looked me right in the eye though, because I said, "What are we doing? We need better. We need better."
See that.
He looked me right in the eye and goes, "I know."
He looked like a dog you had just scolded.
Yep.
Like,
yeah, and then we also need to mention the Lucho cross corner offside goal. It was, if that would have counted, that would have been absolutely beautiful, but he was off.
Well, just for the sake
Yep.
of not being super negative for a second, do you guys think that was on purpose or on accident?
Oh, it's on accident. He was trying to get that to Musa.
I think it was an accident too, but it
which is
looked
fine.
really cool. Yeah.
Hey, to be honest, if you've watched soccer long enough, a lot of goals are on accident, but they're not going to say that, right?
So many screamers are just, oh shoot,
Right?
caught that. Like,
yeah. Or you know how many Olympicos do you think were on purpose, right? You know what I'm saying?
Here's the thing I keep seeing from this team. There are moments, flashes of brilliance. There are moments of Lucho magic. Look, Musa's almost header in 90 plus, right? That was a gorgeous header. It was centimeters off his head, right? He was just centimeters in the wrong spot, just a bit too high. He couldn't get it down. But this club has had moments of brilliance, moments of quality, moments of beautiful game, but it just never happens together and it just doesn't come up. And then there are just dumbass mistakes and shitty plays and lack of discipline.
And yeah, I mean, like Marcus was saying, your DPs are starting to DP and you've got nothing around them to help them.
Yeah. Which Lucho already gets frustrated with his team. Can you imagine if this continues? He's going to quit. He's going to be like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll see y'all next year.
Yeah. Well,
by the way,
go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go.
The one thing I did see out of Lucho end of this game, last 10, 15 minutes or so, when they gave up that tying goal, and Lucho was running around like a fucking madman at the end, right? He was chasing that ball down. He was high pressure. He was on the keeper. He was on the center backs. He was press. Where the fuck is that all day long?
Yeah,
where has that been?
Say that Lucho the last couple of games has been balling here and there. There's definitely been some playing angry there.
He has moments where he just gives up on a play and he's just in the backfield and like, hey, if you step it the fuck up, maybe Musa doesn't have to get back and run all the way back to midfield. Maybe Musa doesn't have to be at the center circle if you're chasing the ball down. Maybe Musa could stay up front, and when they get ahead and when they get the ball back, we can go deep and run it hard like it's designed to do, and like would look a lot better with Anderson Julio out there as well.
I forgot about Bernard being a fucking idiot and not just moving out of the way.
Okay, I rewatched that one a bunch of times because you and I talked about that. Like, is it off if Bernie doesn't touch it? I think it's on if he doesn't touch it.
No, it's
absolutely
a goal.
I don't think
it's a goal. I started watching it. I think the keeper's in the right spot.
No, the keeper had already missed it. If Bernie moves,
he's in front of it.
No. I'm rewatching it right now.
I rewatched it right before we started. It's not a guaranteed goal.
If Bernie just stops moving, it rolls into the back of the net.
Disagree.
I'm with Marcus on this one.
Yeah, disagree. And I got a doctor in the other room who agrees with me.
Oh my God. Yeah. We know why she agrees with you, sir. Anyways,
doesn't matter though. That's a stupid ball to touch, regardless.
Yes, and I get it. When you're starving for goals, you're like anything, right? You want to play cleanup, but you got to pay attention.
You got to have situational awareness.
Yes.
You got to know if you're going to be playing up front. And
look, I like the guy personally, but I am over the Bernie Camogo experiment. Let's move him on to USL, get some money, and be done with it.
Now that you say it, the keeper would have caught it. All right, I'm agree with you because he was sitting on his ass, so there was a chance he could kick the ball, but he wasn't going to get up in time to get that.
And by the way, I'm not saying it wouldn't go in. I'm saying that he's got a shot. It's really what I'm getting at. But it doesn't matter. The point is that Bernie shouldn't have touched that, right? Like,
yes.
So
here's the thing. Either way, I'm glad Lletget got a goal.
And Logan had a great shot on goal towards the end there. That if he just put a little bit more on it, it was maybe the go ahead at that point.
San Diego was a game of blown chances to me. We blew a few chances.
I want to shout out my favorite player who probably won't be on this team next year. Stiki almost did a dribble through the defense.
Yeah.
And all he had to do was poke that ball, and it would have probably been in. I was very upset. He did his thing, right?
Yeah,
but
it looked awesome until then.
Yeah, I
will tell you. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, shout out to Siki. I want you to get more minutes. I don't know what spot. There's no spot for him, unfortunately. With Lletget,
or I want him to go run a USL team.
Yeah, he just doesn't fit this formation. I think is kind of the issue.
So, and he's a guy who, I think, if you asked him to be honest, he probably didn't think he was going to last in MLS this long, right? He just happens to not cost a lot of money and be a green card holder, so he's not an international spot.
I wish he could play wing. I really wish he could.
That's a golden. golden player for Major League Soccer, though. I mean, that really is.
Like he could really be like he could be if he moved to the wing and really learned the position, he could be a quality winger with his speed.
I mean, it's too late, right, for him to do
He's
that.
28, 29.
Never too late. Come on.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe you're right, but yeah, I love Siki. I'm bummed that we don't see him more. I like his energy. Every time he comes on, it's energy, energy, energy. Like I want that dude to have a good rest of his career still, and he's got time for a good career still. Not that he's had a bad one or anything. It just, yeah.
So,
but blown chances all game, including Musa. Musa blew a couple. Like this is a team that we should lose to, but the win was there.
Yeah, not the way we did.
No, not like that. We killed ourselves. Like as good as Lozano was a couple of times, at least on one of those goals, he wasn't magical. We just lost them and let him go.
Listen, they say bad teams get draws out of wins. We're getting losses out of wins. We are turning wins into losses. It's not been great. It has not been fun to watch. The other thing I am absolutely dog shit, exhausted, tired of seeing and hearing is what this. Oh, where am I? Where's the ball? What? Lucho, give it to Lucho. God. Give it to Lucho. Give it to Lucho. The guy's got 3 defenders on him, and he's trying to run through the midfield because there's nobody getting near him to get the ball away from him. What are we doing here? What is going on? Why? I understand you want to play through Lucho, but come the fuck on. Somebody take possession of the ball. Somebody go back him up, get near him, give him some help.
I mean, I think we've gone in depth here. We're 37 minutes in. The team's not good. We could do this for an hour. The whole pod could actually be us saying how bad this team is. Unfortunately, or fortunately, there are other things to talk about. You want to preview the next match?
Thank God. Let's talk about something else.
Sure.
Yeah, let's talk about how we might lose 3 in a row. Actually, let's talk about how we might lose 3 in a row and whether or not Quill gets fired after that. But before we get to that,
all right.
Yeah. So 4th of July, always good, always fireworks.
Hey, Marcus.
Marcus, you're cutting out a little bit, so I'm gonna take your promo over from you a little bit. I don't know if you want to maybe shut your camera off and see if we can salvage your internet connection here. But yeah, up and coming is July 4th. This is the Frisco fireworks game, right? This is the big one. This is the one the Hunts love. This is the City of Frisco's fireworks expedition as well.
Biggest game of the year.
Biggest game of the year. Yeah, there's going to be, sure. Well, it is the biggest game of the year if you're a Quill, I think, because you do not want to lose 3 in a row at home, and not to this team that's coming in either, right? So, Minnesota has been really good this season, and I don't really want to see. I don't really want to lose them at home again either, right? So, what happens next? But look, we're going to be having a kick-ass tailgate party like we always do, and this one is going to be lots of fun. We are going to have our good friends at Community Beer Co. will be supplying the cold, icy, frosty, cold beverages. Chef Matt will be doing his thing on the Blackstone, and with the deep fryer, we're going to be doing some traditional tailgate food and some 4th of July barbecue food, and I'm hearing hot wings. So if that's your thing, come on out. We're gonna have a great time. I'm expecting some margaritas, some Jello shots. It's gonna be a fun time, right? We're gonna, at the end of the day, win or lose, we booze, right? This is what we do, and watching this club, as bad as it is, it's a lot easier to enjoy when you're intoxicated. So come have a good time with us. Come party it up with us. If you haven't been in the supporters section, come on over. It is a lot of fun. We had a bunch of tournament kids in Saturday night. There were kids from all over the country in for a tournament, and towards the second half, they invaded the supporters section.
Oh, they blew it up. It was awesome.
It was a great time, man. We had them waving flags. They were jumping around with their shirts off. They were throwing water and sodas and whatever else in the air. It was a grand old time out there. Just too bad we couldn't salvage that win. But yeah, we're looking forward to 4th of July because it's going to be a great tailgate, great party, and we'll probably be opening shop back up after the game to come out and enjoy the fireworks. So if you don't want to stay in the stadium, we'll be out there having a good time.
Look, ingress and egress sucks on July 4th. Come drink a beer in the parking lot and hang out after the game. Look, I actually think we have a shot in this game because Minnesota's super leaky. They've given up 9 goals in the last 5 games. So Let's go out there and see what happens. I have no faith in this team at home, but like, in a
We'll
shootout, we have a
never win at home.
So we'll see. But I'm looking forward to a good tailgate with a lot of people. There's always new faces and it's enjoyable.
Yeah,
do
but a
we
lot of
want
new
to
folks
talk
come
about
out.
FC Dallas, or do we want to talk about whether we think Quill's job is on the line?
Yes.
It is. So we can move.
I'll just give just because you asked the question, I will give a short little response. I don't think Quill's job is on the line strictly because I do think that they are just considering this year one of a rebuild, and I don't think they're expecting anything.
Yeah.
I don't think I think they're maybe hoping that this team can get above the playoff line, but I don't think that the expectations for Quill are all that serious this year. I do think that this is year one of probably a 2 to 3 year rebuild. So.
Can I go on my quick rant now?
Go for it.
Go ahead.
Well, first, I'm going to say I don't think Quill's job is on the line, but I'm going to give you one reason why it might be. This is the 4th of July game. This is going to be our most watched game of the season on TV and in person. That's when Clark watches and likes to fire people, when we get trounced in those games.
When Clark remembers this team exists.
Basically. But my rant is this. I'm sick of never acknowledging that we're rebuilding. I'm sick of this. No, we're reloading and we're a playoff team. I'm sick of that being your goal and your excuse as a shit organization to justify the way you're running your team. The fact that the play-in game is a playoff game now. I mean, you're just giving people excuses now. And I'm sick of that being the line and never acknowledging that, hey, we just jettisoned a bunch of players. Let's do a full rebuild. No, we're just going to move some pieces around, and we brought Lucho in. We'll be fine. I'm sick of that, and I'm sick of the playoff is the goal, and we might get lucky and win a game or two. Sick of that.
You know what's funny about, and something this just dawned on me, is that the whole.
By the way, I hate playoffs, and they don't belong in regular season soccer.
I mean, no, in America, we got to do what we got to do. Unfortunately,
yeah,
I agree with you, but we got to do what we got to do. I hate that it's so many. It's 8 on each side, so it's 16 plus the point. It's whatever.
It's like the NBA
shit.
So here's the thing. This is the thing I don't like about the way the Hunts or most MLS fans or American sports fans think of rebuild years. We don't in soccer. That's not really a thing, right? A rebuild year is how many people are we going to buy and how much money do you have to spend?
Sure.
Right? In every other sport, it's like, okay, what draft picks are we going to use? Draft picks in MLS don't mean much of anything, right?
Yeah.
It's who is a free agent. MLS and free agency in soccer is a little different because it's who is free anywhere on the planet, right? It's not just who's here.
Right.
It's like anyone, anywhere. As long as they have a FIFA registration, I can get them to play here. And they're not from a country with a travel ban, but whatever. So this is the thing. We need to stop looking at rebuild years as in like, oh, we have to wait for a draft pick, right? Logan was a draft pick. That worked. Jennings, that's now playing in USL, was a draft pick. Yeah. And we got rid of him, and he's there banging in goals in USL.
Cal Jennings is a freak. Love Cal.
He's a kid we could spend a little money and bring back, but we'll see. Although, to be honest, he doesn't really fit this squad because he plays like Jesus. So that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. A rebuild in soccer is different than a rebuild in every other sport.
I would like to caveat that Major League Soccer rebuilds are a thing. Plenty of teams have, but it's not the same as in other sports still. An MLS rebuild is
because there's no risk of going down.
And you're shit for an entire year. You accept that you're going to be bottom of the table. You accept it and spend nothing to clear your roster out. And then the next year you go and spend big, which this club has never done. But we've seen LA Galaxy, Seattle, Portland. We've seen all of them do that. But don't half-ass it. Commit or don't. It's the same reason the Cowboys have been mediocre for so long. They refuse to take a down year.
Well, you want to compare it to NFL teams. The most direct comparison is the Chiefs, right? They just happen to get really, really fucking lucky with one guy, okay, who took them as far as they needed to go. But they put pieces around him. They didn't go out and spend a ton of money, but they put pieces around him. But
cool, you can shop smart. I don't care if you shop smart.
But show up to the fucking store.
Here's again. So this is the thing about the Hunts and whether or not they were supposed to be taken seriously. You finally start spending money. The best thing to do would be to go get Poppy and be like, hey, that thing you've been asking us to do? We're actually doing it now.
Right. Right.
I've been thinking about an alternative universe where at the end of last season, or when they let Nico go, instead of dicking around like they did for a few months, that Greg Berhalter comes in, and Sebastian Berhalter doesn't end up on loan to Houston, where he ends up on loan here instead. And we never go and get Lucho Acosta, and this team looks a lot fucking different in the midfield. I'm just saying. I don't know, but there is an alternate universe where that is possible.
Ifs and buts, I get it.
Yeah. All right.
Anyway,
Well,
want to talk about teams that are better ran?
I mean, we can talk. You
There's
want
like
to
20
do?
of them at least.
Yeah.
I got some notes from practice if we want to talk about
Go
that.
ahead for your training.
Sure.
Yeah, go ahead.
We're talking about practice.
Talk about practice.
So I attended open practice up at Toyota Stadium this morning. Nothing major. I mean, it's an open practice for the fans, so they're not going deep tactically or anything else. But
They couldn't do that if they tried. Anyway,
right. But they basically had the groups were split up into it was basically two groups. It was guys that did play on Saturday and guys that didn't. Guys that played on Saturday were doing a little bit lighter on the drills and a little bit less sort of activity. But interesting points. Osaze was out there. Oz was suited up. He was running around. He was twisting. He was turning. He was moving. So maybe we get to see him off the bench on Friday. TBD. I don't know. Ramiro is out there as well, practicing with the first team. He looks like he's ready to come back. I would expect him to be full duty. Probably some semblance of him at 6, right? It's probably going to be Ramiro back at the 6 with Kaique coming in behind that.
What an upgrade.
Yeah, I know. But,
I mean, to be honest, he is a upgrade. His touch.
Definitely.
Right.
I'm just, I think we're all down on Ramiro, right? But only because he shouldn't be the starter. We agree. He should have
he's the
player.
Right.
We're down on him because he's not a 1-to-1 replacement for the person he was replacing.
Sure. So, absolutely. Right, and by the way, there's the story of FC Dallas for you right there.
Fair enough. Mm-hmm. But yeah. So more notes from practice.
No Paxton. Obviously, that is still a knee issue. I don't know, man. I don't know. Is it time? Because I don't know.
Yes. To answer your question, yes.
No Nolan, who Norris had a bang of a Madden hit stick, jacked up tackle at the top of the box on Saturday that took him out. Beautiful, brilliant tackle, but he was down and he wasn't out there. No Anderson Julio either. He was not out there. So not great on that front. But one interesting note, there were a couple of North Texas kids that were out there. The majority of them were wearing their North Texas warm-ups. However, Sam Sarver was out there wearing FC Dallas warm-ups. Make of that what you will.
Yeah. I mean, we got the spot to see him play a game or two, so why not at this point?
I have not seen much of him. I admittedly have not watched much North Texas this year, but I have heard good things about the kid, and it's with Julio out, we still need a winger. We need bodies out there. So
I mean, you got to commit to Chew or put Sarver in at this point, right? So
I mean, we can run
there's nobody else. That's it. Yeah.
Sure.
Him? No, not him.
I'm sure there's someone, but we're all burned out.
Yeah, at this point. Yeah.
All right, let's talk some DBG business, huh?
Yeah. So we're doing some fundraising for a TIFO. So if anyone can help with that,
it's gonna be hot.
That it is. And we're not gonna throw any shots at anyone. But when we raise money for a thing, we use that money for the thing. No shots at anyone. So if you want to come help, we'll be at Community on Wednesday. First?
Yeah.
Second.
Wednesday the 2nd. So we're recording this on Monday. This will be out on Tuesday. So if you're listening on release day, it'll be tomorrow. We'll be at Community Beer, 6 p.m. Come out. We'll have we're going to be spreading out some food and some beer for everybody that wants to come out and help out. We're going to be picking up some of that. It'll be just come and hang out. If you've never seen it done, come hang out and check it out anyway. I've only been involved with one so far, and didn't turn out so well. It was a little bit of a last minute thing. This one's a little bit better planned out. This one's gonna be a little bit bigger, a lot more work that needs to be done. So if you want to come out, hang out with us, I'm sure there'll be some games on of some sort that we could throw up
Gold
on the
Cup
TV.
will be on.
Gold Cup will be on. That's right. We'll be watching the Gold Cup.
U.S. and Mexico are both playing.
That's right. Both games are Wednesday night. I don't know why I thought that was Thursday.
Yep.
But that'll be a lot of fun while both Gold Cup games on. Come drink some beer with us. Paint a single line and we'll give you a beer. Once you paint one line, we'll give you a beer.
Yeah. The way it works is we do tracing one night and on another night we do the painting. So just come out and trace. You're literally just tracing over a projector. It's easy. You don't have to be good because I'm not. And you're just drawing lines on lines. And then the next time we do it, you're doing paint by numbers. So
yeah, you don't have to be good. You could just be FC Dallas. Anyway.
Yes. Come on,
you just got to make playoffs, baby.
Just got to make the playoffs. But yeah, we need some help on that. And if you're not able to help, check out our social media. We got our PayPal links up there as well as our Cash App link. You want to throw us something towards this? These things are not cheap, right? The material's expensive, paint is expensive. Paintbrushes, rollers, all that shit gets expensive. We're going to be picking up some beer and some food there too, right? So whatever you can do to help out, we really appreciate it. We've had some incredible contributions from around our fandom already, and we appreciate everything you can do on that.
Yeah, ditto
covers it.
We've also keep your eyes peeled on our social media. Soon we might be doing some new merch drops. You got to check those out though, because we're going to be doing like we did with our third kit, which should be coming here in the next couple of weeks. Check our social media for updates on that as well. But we're going to be doing a similar thing where you get the message that the merch is available for sale. It'll be available for a week, maybe two, and that's it. Once it's gone, it's gone. Buy it, get it, or never, ever, ever get it again. Unless maybe like 10 years from now, you might pick it up on Poshmark or something when Marcus is cleaning out his closet. But
if you do want some of this year's kits, Community at their retail spot has this and the white kit available for sale. Limited supply there, but
the blue kit.
Yes, the blue bonnet kit, and
we don't have a white kit.
I mean
it is mostly white.
It's got to be at least 50-50, right?
Okay.
Right. So the blue bonnet kit and the rose kit are available at Community. We're doing at all tailgates for the rest of the season $10 for everything that's not a jersey.
Yep, we've got a ton of scarves left. Yeah. We've got some pride scarves left. We got some grab bags with a bunch of stuff in it as well. We've got some older designs that we've got a few pieces, one-offs that There's one or two left in various sizes. So come on out to a tailgate, especially July 4th, right? Everybody's off. It's a Friday. We're going to be out there from 4 o'clock on. We'll be out there hanging out. Beers will be cold. The food will be good. The wings will be hot.
The team will not.
Whatever. Win or lose, we booze.
That's it, right? We don't have anything else to cover, do we?
I don't know. That's it. You guys want to talk about anything else going on? I know we got a few minutes here.
I suppose it's worth mentioning, that Dallas Trinity let go of their head coach.
Yes, that is an interesting
Coach McDonald. Yeah, we're gonna miss that accent. Across the fan base, I've been kind of hearing that people were surprised by it, but they can see the reasoning and the thoughts behind it. So, more of just surprising that it happened after such a short run that she actually had.
I will say that. So, firing anyone first season in an 8-team league is pointless, right? Except for Lexington. They were truly terrible. You have to start over.
Brooklyn let go of their coach too. And
So the only reason I can see coming up with is that coach has another opportunity somewhere, right?
I think
around what I've heard.
Yeah, no? If you're talking to the people that are following real close, the team started doing worse when she got with the team, it seemed. And her adjustments and tactics, especially second half, never really seemed to pan out right. The team blew their position, and a lot of people kind of blame the coach on that one. I'm not saying that's the case or not, but that is kind of the general vibe people have been talking about. Like, nobody's upset about the firing. They were just kind of surprised by it. And realistically, she only had, 2/3 of the season, maybe half running it, and the half that she ran were a lot of hiccups.
Yeah.
A lot of hiccups, a lot of bad substitutions, a lot of blown leads. What do we know about that?
Well, on the subject of Trinity, Charlie Neal was named USL Super Executive of the Year.
Yeah, do we know if that was a league award that the league just decides, or if that was a vote?
I think that's a league vote. I think that the league decides on that, which so I think it's a well-deserved award. I think they put together a pretty well sorted club, other than the things you just mentioned, right? There were obviously issues and they kind of fell apart towards the end, but I think from a business perspective too, I think they might be the most financially sound club in this league so far. So I think that's got something to do with it as well.
It helps that the Cotton Bowl costs nothing.
Yeah, I was like, it helped when you get a free stadium.
Hey, that's a good executive, right? He got a free stadium.
Got Atletico Dallas too.
Yeah, pretty much.
Back on FC Dallas real quick. Breaking news today. Sean Capomano will not be returning to the club. His loan expires, and we are not picking up the option. That is breaking.
I think somebody said he didn't even come back from international duty, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't either.
They bought him a one-way ticket.
Yeah.
Yeah, since we're just doing around the grounds, this is
shotgunning. Let's go.
Yeah. We can show this here.
Beautiful.
This thing is fucking gorgeous.
And the legend
injected veins.
There's one legend here, and I don't know who the other guy is. Chris Richards, absolute legend.
I think this is Premier League third keeper.
Third? Is he still in the like? Yeah, he might be.
I don't even remember. I'm sorry.
He might be the next Wrexham goalkeeper at this point. Anyway, the kid is beautiful. It is better than I was expecting. Like Dennis likes to say, these teams are going to run me into bankruptcy.
Especially considering I've heard there is a lot more merch to go along with it. And stay tuned. We may have an exclusive update on how to get that before anybody else. Not the kit, but the rest of the merch.
Yeah, like it's absolutely beautiful. Also, keep an eye out. Sign up for our newsletter. We should be having away tickets and bus trip for Austin. And so, yeah, that's, another side note. But yeah, the kit's beautiful. I don't know. I mean, what else can we say, guys? It's better than we deserve, to be honest.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It also makes us question why the kits that we have for our non-third kit suck so badly. But that's besides the point.
I don't want to talk too much trash about Adidas, but you all know what I'm thinking.
Yeah, but I'm very happy with this. I think this came out brilliant, and I think the stuff along with it's going to look great. Hoping to get the was it Sambas they're doing? I'm hearing.
Yeah. And I'm thinking they're doing a trucker hat too with the logo. So I think we should probably.
They're doing 2 hats that are coming out with the archive kit. They're doing a dummy fresh one.
There's 2 dummy fresh hats.
Oh, I thought one of them was not. But anyway, hold on.
There's 2 dummy fresh hats. There's a bucket hat. There's a bunch of shit.
They're doing the same thing, but Dallas Burn.
Yep.
Oh, okay. That sounds dope.
Yeah.
That looks very Trinity, but yeah. I see.
Well, that is Trinity.
Yeah. No, they're doing the same. Yeah, it is Trinity. But
they're
doing
Trinity
Dallas
dummy
Burn
fresh
version,
collab.
basically. Yeah.
Got you. So yeah, so we're looking forward to that. Between this and the 2 Atletico kits that I just paid for bankruptcy.
Those Atletico kits are gorgeous too. Those are really nice. Blue, I love that blue.
Yes.
I need to see it in person first because I haven't seen it look the same in 2 pictures yet.
True. Very true.
Although I will say it is weird buying a kit for a team that you don't know will exist in 18 months, but I digress. Speaking of
you are pro rel, that's how it goes.
Worth it. Let's go.
Oh no, it's still a gorgeous kit. I'll wear it anyway. Speaking of USL, new team next season, which is currently building a stadium in Boise, Idaho, of all fucking places.
Wild.
Just revealed their kit, their crest and colors. And thoughts, gentlemen?
What is that little purple? Is this like a weird Thunderbird play?
Yes, it's a falcon that apparently is native to Idaho or the mountains up there. So
cool.
This looks like one of the fake Create a Club crests on FIFA.
It looks like an American club.
The Atletico is because apparently they have a large Spanish community.
I mean, I'll take Athletic Club, at least it's not the same old FC stuff.
It's AC. Apparently AC is the new thing. So we have Atletico.
I'm okay with that.
So they're ACAP.
Yes. Yeah. They're ACB actually. That's actually a pretty good, ACB.
Yeah, I'm fine with this. It's interesting to choose some of these little sharp things that they're doing on the
yeah, there's a lot of sharp edges here. There's
a lot of sharp edges. I hate their font.
Yes, the font's terrible. So apparently, Crest Explainer. This is to represent the mountains that they have there. These lines are supposed to be the
I can't see where you're
agriculture.
pointing.
Oh, you can't see? Oh,
No.
never mind. So
We can see the
peak
crest. We
at-
can't see where you're pointing.
The peak at the top of the crest is supposed to be the mountains.
Okay.
The lines are supposed to be the agriculture, so like corn, potatoes in Idaho.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The star apparently refers to they're the gem of something. I don't understand. And the lightning bolt is the falcon. I don't quite get it myself.
Feels like
I
somebody
feel-
designed the club and then they retconned an explanation.
My
into what
only
things are for.
problem that I really have with this crest, and I'm not counting the font because people do dumb fonts anyways. You're mixing two greens, and that pisses me off.
Yes.
It's my big problem with Austin FC's branding at this point. Is
That was actually
you call
my
yourself
point.
Verde and Black, but you're really like green, verde, green, and black.
Yes.
Like you have no consistency of greens, and there's like 17 different greens in your fucking stadium, and it's terrible for designing stuff. I'm sure someone can pull it off, but it ain't.
I was
not
hoping
happening.
for Boise Spuds or
Oh, that'd be
something to do with-
sick.
I'm just saying, like,
I like the
yeah,
little
it's-
purple bit though. I'm curious to see what they'll do with that.
yeah,
This- This looks like somebody was trying to move Sassuolo to Boise.
What do we
So
know
I-
about this club? What level are they at? Are going to be?
oh, USL 1.
Okay.
So they're one of the 7 teams coming out USL 1. So we will be doing this again in Name That Crest in, I think, July 10th, North New Jersey. Paterson, New Jersey is getting a club. They're revealing their colors and crest on July the 10th.
Love it.
So we have 6 teams coming to USL 1 next year. 3 of them are moving up from USL 2, so their crest already exists. So it's Jersey, Boise, and I don't know why I'm saying Joyzy like that. This is
Joyzy,
terrible.
Boise. It's hard to
Boise,
not.
Boise, Boise.
Yeah, that the East Coast just came out. I apologize.
That's awesome.
Guy goes to Brooklyn once.
And then 2 teams in Florida, and I don't remember what the 6th team is, but yeah. So USL 1 is going from 14 to 20 teams next year, so
Awesome.
that's high growth.
Yeah.
USL Championship is adding supposedly 2 teams, although Jacksonville says they're coming, so that will be 3, which will mean we'll have an uneven number. It'll be 27, which
Fun.
which means somebody's going to have to go west. I don't know which team, but somebody's going to have to go west.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was just, crest, a little crest love. I think we're going to do stadium renderings soon, next episode. I just got to find all those photographs.
I got a couple of Bogart bombs that just popped up in my timeline that I'd like to share since we're close to live. USMNT attacker Malik Tillman on his way to Leverkusen.
Oh, interesting.
$40 million deal.
Yikes.
We'll see how that goes. We've got Claudio Bravo from Portland on his way to Argentinos Junior for around $900K. And coming in to Austin FC, midfielder, I'm going to butcher this. It's either Beloco or Bellico. He is a 25-year-old with a contract through 2028 with an option for 2029. Most recently with Luzern in Switzerland and a former Swiss Youth International. Couple bogey bombs on the way out. Shout out Tom Bogart and the dudes over at Soccer Wise.
Yeah.
We
Be
love
worth
you guys.
watching the next few weeks with the transfer window opening up soon. So
Absolutely. All right. I think that just about does it.
Hold on. Since we're dropping some bombs here, last thing before we leave. If this is true, I think this says
Israel, 'cause
everything.
we're dropping bombs.
Yeah. If this is true, and I hope it is, because I personally do not like the U.S. men's national team. Apparently, the head coach went to interview for Brentford.
He completely denied those rumors. That was not true
He
at all.
denied it?
That was
Okay,
not
cool.
true at all.
If that's true, that if I can see a lot of teams you would leave a national team job for, Brentford is not in my top 100.
No, he came out and said that was completely factually incorrect.
Okay.
Don't be hating on my bees.
Right, Brentford. Anyway,
The bees, baby. Let's go.
Facts. Ivan Toney was my guy there for a while. Then he went.
Oh, for real.
Saudi Arabia. But anyways, good pod, guys. Good rants. I'm gonna have to chop this up and make it, digestible for everybody. As always, like, share, and subscribe. Love you guys. We'll see. Well,
hit us up.
I may or may not be there on July 4th. The framed jerseys are still available if you get the correct code, which is when was the first FC Dallas game or Dallas burn in this instance.
So
game.
somebody come and win one of these things, so we just have to stop carrying them around. But
yeah, facts. But
we are
love
at
you
Dallas
guys.
Guardians. Check us out on social media. Sign up for our mailing list. Dallas Beer or is it DallasBeerGuardians.com?
Dallas Guardians on everything. We took
Dallas Guardians.
Address all complaints at Real Dan Hunt on Twitter.
Guys, if you got questions, comments, things you want us to talk about, things you want to know about DBG, please hit us up. We might have some DBG originals back on here soon to talk about the old days at some point. We might have some of the ladies of DBG pop on here from time to time. Please let us know. What do you want to hear? What do you want to see? What do you want to talk about? Marcus, hit the line.
like, share, and subscribe. Peace.
Out.